Have you felt a shift in your energy today? Maybe you woke up with a sudden desire to clean, to sort, to get your thoughts or your space in order. Maybe you're noticing your mind scanning through unfinished tasks, your body itching to get things moving again, but not in a chaotic rush. More like a precise, focused kind of drive. That's Mars entering Virgo. Today marks a noticeable change in how we move, how we act, how we pursue what matters. Mars, the planet of action, fire, motivation, and drive, is leaving behind the fiery showmanship of Leo and stepping into something more subtle, but no less powerful. In Virgo, Mars changes its pace, it sharpens, it gets strategic. The energy today feels different because it is different. Virgo is an earth sign, ruled by Mercury, the planet of thought, process, analysis. It doesn't need big gestures or drama to make an impact. Virgo makes an impact through refinement, through service, through intention. So when Mars, our inner fire, moves into this sign, our collective drive shifts from expressing and expanding to improving and fine-tuning. This is the start of a cycle that empowers you to get serious about the details, to stop talking about what you'll do someday and actually begin building the structure to support it. Where Mars in Leo wanted applause, Mars in Virgo wants results. And those results come from small, consistent action. You may feel a sudden surge of motivation today, not to start something flashy, but to finish what's been lingering, to get clear, to clean something out, to make a plan. You might feel the urge to simplify your space, cut unnecessary commitments, or make a list and actually stick to it. It's not always glamorous, but it is effective. Mars in Virgo brings the kind of momentum that's easy to overlook, but deeply satisfying once it builds. This is the kind of energy that brings true progress. Not overnight success, but the steady, intelligent forward motion that actually changes things. So, how do we harness it? First, it starts with noticing where your energy is naturally being pulled today. You may feel called to reorganize, to declutter, to streamline your schedule. Don't ignore that impulse. This isn't busy work, it's sacred alignment. Mars in Virgo knows that a cluttered space reflects a cluttered mind, that you can't move forward when you're surrounded by distraction. So one of the best ways to work with this energy is to start with your environment. Clean out one drawer, update your calendar, delete the files you don't need, rework the system that's been slowing you down. These small acts clear more than just physical space. They make room for clarity, for movement, for grounded focus. Next, this is a powerful time to redirect your motivation inward, towards self-improvement. Virgo is connected to healing, wellness, and daily ritual. So you may feel inspired to take better care of your body, your routines, your habits, not from a place of shame, but from a place of love, of purpose, of wanting to feel better, do better, live better, not perfectly, but consciously. If there's been a goal on your heart, one that felt too overwhelming to start before, this is the moment to take that first grounded step. Sign up for that class. Prep meals for the week. Create a morning routine that makes you feel clear instead of chaotic. Start tracking your energy, your water, your sleep. Mars in Virgo doesn't need you to overhaul everything. It needs you to make one small improvement and stick to it. You'll feel better almost immediately, not because everything is done, but because something has started to move. This transit also awakens Virgo's natural desire to be of service. You may notice yourself wanting to help others in practical, tangible ways. This is a beautiful use of the energy. Just be mindful not to take on too much. Offer support where it's asked for. Share a tool or insight that helped you. Lend a hand without making yourself responsible for fixing everything. Virgo teaches us that being of service isn't about control. It's about contribution. And there's a subtle but important difference. When Mars is in Virgo, our power comes from our usefulness, from our ability to make a meaningful difference. And sometimes the most meaningful difference comes from doing the quiet, behind-the-scenes work that no one else is willing to do. But with all this energy focused on improvement, it's easy to slip into perfectionism, into over-analysis, into criticism of ourselves or of others. So if you feel yourself tightening around the need to get everything exactly right, take a breath. Mars in Virgo can bring powerful momentum, but it also carries the risk of burning out if we expect too much from ourselves. Progress matters more than perfection. Let that be your reminder. Now that the energy of Mars in Virgo has arrived, you may already be noticing its presence in subtle ways. A craving for order, a quiet but persistent desire to tidy up a mess you've been tolerating. The itch to check things off your list, not for validation, but for the calm that comes with completion. This is what focus fire feels like. Mars is our inner engine. It governs how we act, how we move forward, how we assert ourselves in the world. And Virgo is methodical, efficient, observant, and purposeful. Put the two together and we get momentum with meaning. Drive that wants to be useful. This is not the time for drama. It's a time for refinement. The beauty of this energy is how much it loves the small steps, the humble improvements, the one drawer cleaned, the one habit adjusted, the one routine you've been meaning to begin but haven't felt quite ready to commit to until now. Mars in Virgo says, commit. Not to everything, just to what matters, just to what's calling your attention, not from pressure, but from clarity. And the best part? You don't need to do it all today. This transit is not a sprint, it's a strengthening, a slow, steady build of new systems, better habits, cleaner processes. You may already be thinking about how to improve your health, your time management, your work-life balance. That's Virgo's influence, urging you not to hustle harder, but to move more intentionally. If your instinct is to overcommit right now, pause. The key to harnessing this energy is choosing one or two things to direct your energy toward consistently. That's where Mars thrives. In Virgo, it's not about bursts of energy, it's about sustainable motion, about flow, about finding your rhythm. Let yourself build something that lasts. Maybe that means starting your mornings with clarity, 5 quiet minutes to breathe, stretch, set an intention. Maybe it means reworking your schedule so that your time actually reflects your priorities. Maybe it means meal prepping, clearing clutter, or streamlining your digital life. Whatever it is, let it support your future self. And remember, this is also a wonderful time to be of service. Mars in Virgo is not self-centered. It wants to help. It wants to contribute. You might feel more naturally drawn to acts of kindness right now. Offering advice, fixing something for someone, solving a problem others overlooked. Let that be part of your movement. When we align with Virgo's helpful nature, we find that some of our most powerful moments come not from personal glory, but from thoughtful action that uplifts someone else. And yet, here's the gentle warning. Mars in Virgo can be sharp, not in tone, but in its expectations. This energy wants things to be better, and sometimes that leads to over-criticism. Perfectionism, feeling like nothing is good enough, that you aren't doing enough. That mindset is not the point of this transit. If you find yourself spiraling into that inner critic space, pause and ask, am I expecting perfection when progress is enough? Because Virgo doesn't actually require perfection. That's a distortion. Virgo wants refinement. It wants things to improve, but it knows they have to improve through process. So if you mess up your new habit once or twice, forgive yourself. Begin again. If your space still feels a little chaotic, celebrate what you did manage to clear. If your efforts go unnoticed, trust that the results will speak for themselves in time. This is a time to be in right relationship with your own effort, to honor what you're doing well, to let the work be meaningful, not because someone sees it, but because you do. And if you're the kind of person who supports everyone else, take this as your moment to refine how you care about yourself too. Mars in Virgo can lead us to overgive, overdo, overcorrect. Don't let your service become self-sacrifice. It's okay to say, this is enough for today. It's okay to say, I can do this without burning out. You'll be more effective if your energy is rooted in care, not exhaustion. So check in with yourself throughout the day. What's motivating you right now? Are you trying to prove something? Or are you genuinely aligned with what you're doing? The clarity Mars in Virgo brings is powerful, but only if you're honest with yourself about where that drive is coming from. And once you're clear, your actions become unstoppable. Not in a rushed way, not in a showy way, in a real, tangible, grounded way. You start to see progress. You start to feel cleaner inside, and the momentum builds from there. You've felt the shift. You've made space. Maybe you've even taken a few steps already, sorted something, tidied a mess, started a new journal, or simply sat down and asked yourself, what really matters now? That's the power of Mars in Virgo beginning to take hold, not with fanfare, but with function. This is fire not in chaos, but in clarity. We are now entering the heart of this transit, and what's most important to understand is that Mars in Virgo is a builder. It creates momentum not through massive change overnight, but through consistent, intentional effort over time. And that's the real magic here. The way small steps compound, the way energy builds, quiet and steady, until something meaningful begins to take shape. This is the energy of stacking habits, of refining processes, of doing the work others overlook, and discovering that's where the transformation happens. So today, and in the days ahead, ask yourself, where am I ready to build consistency? Where am I willing to improve something, not for perfection, but because I know I'll feel better when I do? You don't need to solve everything, but you can begin something. And once you begin, this Mars in Virgo current will help carry you forward, as long as your efforts remain connected to clarity, not control. Let's look at how this energy might unfold through real, everyday life. You might decide to start tracking your time, not to become rigid, but to notice where your energy is going. Mars in Virgo wants to know what works, what doesn't, where your focus is leaking, where systems could make life easier. You might take on a health goal, not as a punishment, but as a form of devotion. Virgo energy is highly connected to wellness, digestion, and daily rhythm. Mars here supports initiatives like meal planning, clean eating, stretching, herbal support, rest cycles. Think of it as reclaiming your energy one simple decision at a time. Or maybe you revisit a creative project, not because you're trying to push, but because you finally want to finish. Virgo loves when we clean up the loose ends. Mars gives us the drive to get it done. Even deeper than tasks and habits, this is a powerful time to organize your emotional world. to stop letting internal chaos become external reaction. Mars rules the inner warrior, and Virgo gives that warrior a strategy. So if you're working through inner healing, anxiety, insecurity, uncertainty, let Virgo help you create systems of support. Maybe that's a journaling practice. Maybe that's therapy. Maybe it's as simple as putting your phone down before bed, taking 5 quiet breaths, and checking in with how your heart actually feels. Not what it thinks it should feel. That's what Mars in Virgo invites. Truth, practical truth, emotional alignment supported by structure, and all of this creates transformation, but quietly. It might not feel dramatic at first, but give it time. What you start now, if done with intention, will become the new framework for how you live, work, rest, and grow. And while you build, remember, not everything needs to be optimized. You don't need to become hyper-efficient in every area of life. That's the shadow of Virgo, the part that pushes too hard, gets caught in analysis, loses the joy in the task because it's too busy trying to do it right. That's not what this energy is asking for. You are not a machine. You're a soul in a body, moving through a season that wants to help you realign, not restrict you. So if you find yourself tensing up, trying to control too much, trying to perfect every detail, pause, step back, return to simplicity. Ask, how can I make this easier? How can I let this process feel good? How can I let small steps be enough? Virgo is the healer, the helper, the one who wants things to run smoothly, not for ego, but for peace. Mars brings passion, energy, movement, the spark that says, if it's not working, let's fix it. Together they ask you, what can I improve with love? Not because you're broken, but because you deserve to feel better. That's the lens to carry forward from here. You're not chasing results. You're nurturing progress. You're not proving anything. You're aligning with what serves. And when this energy is honored, not controlled, you start to move through your day with a quiet sense of power. Like you're tending to something sacred. Like you're remembering how good it feels to be in rhythm with yourself. Now we reach the final stretch of this transmission. A moment to breathe, to step back, and to truly feel what Mars in Virgo is offering us. This isn't the fiery flash of transformation that come with bold leaps or sudden breakthroughs. This is something quieter, more rooted, a shift in how you move through the world, one choice at a time. The gift of Mars in Virgo is mastery, not in the sense of perfection, but in the sense of practice. What you begin now, no matter how small, can become a foundation, a habit, a rhythm. And over the next several weeks, this energy will support that effort, as long as you stay tuned to your own truth. Because here's the secret to harnessing this transit. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters with clarity and consistency. And if that feels simple, it's because it is. The brilliance of Virgo lies in its simplicity, in refining what's already in motion, in removing what no longer serves, in saying yes to what's real and sustainable, not just what looks good on paper or sounds inspiring in theory. This is a time to anchor your energy, to make your daily life reflect your deeper values, to let the details of how you live become expressions of who you really are. That means your food becomes medicine, your time becomes sacred, your focus becomes your freedom. You may not always feel like you're moving fast, but the steps you're taking now have traction, because when Mars is in Virgo, the universe is not asking for speed, it's asking for precision. And your spirit knows what that looks like. It knows when something is ready to be released. It knows when your body is calling for a shift in rhythm. It knows when the way you spend your time no longer reflects what you actually care about. And it knows what it feels like to be in integrity, even if no one else notices. This is the time to realign your energy with that knowing. You may already feel yourself drawn toward routines that support your body more deeply. You may find yourself craving simplicity, wanting fewer distractions, wanting to focus, wanting to get back to basics. Not out of lack, but out of wisdom. Mars in Virgo clears the noise, and in the absence of noise, you start to hear your own voice again. You start to see your own progress, not through grand achievements, but through the quiet satisfaction of showing up every day with care. Let yourself enjoy that process. Let yourself love the structure you're creating. Let yourself notice how far you've already come, not in miles, but in moments, in the way you're more patient with yourself, in the way you're making better decisions, in the way your space feels cleaner, your energy more focused, your time better spent. These are not small things. They are the signs of real transformation taking root. And it's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay if you miss a day, if the routine slips, if the plan changes. Mars in Virgo isn't here to punish you. It's here to guide you back, to give your energy direction when you've been scattered, to help you see how powerful your focus becomes when it's infused with purpose. So over the next few weeks, keep returning to what grounds you. Keep tending to the details, not because you have to, but because you get to. You get to take care of your body. You get to organize your life around what brings you peace. You get to make the small improvements that lead to lasting change. And if you stay steady with it, something powerful will emerge, not just in your schedule or your habits, but in how you see yourself. You'll begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who honors their word, someone who doesn't need chaos or crisis to make change, but who simply chooses alignment again and again, because it feels good to live that way. That is where this energy is leading you. Not toward perfection, but toward peace. Not toward exhaustion, but toward effectiveness. Not toward proving, but toward presence. Thank you for being here today, for opening yourself to this shift, for listening to the messages of the moment, and for choosing to move with intention. If this message helped clarify your direction, support the journey by liking this video, subscribing to Fastlane to Freedom, and leaving a comment below. Let me know what you're refining, what you're starting, what small change is already making a big difference in your life. Every step counts, every breath matters, and you are exactly where you need to be. Until next time, keep your fire focused, your energy clean, and your path aligned. You don't need to do everything, just do what matters and do it with care. That's more than enough, and it always will be.